Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another JND Studios 1/3 scale statue review. Now today we are taking a look at none other than Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. Not a super popular movie by any means, but a lot of people love Harley Quinn, me included. I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They do have installment plans and a reward system. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button so you're notified as soon as a brand new statue review goes live on the channel. Now recently we've reviewed some quarter scale statues and I really like them. But my favourite scale for statues at least is 3rd scale. So I'm more than just a little bit excited to be reviewing Harley. Also, as soon as JND announced this, I was over the moon. I thought the likeness was on point. I loved the pose, the display base was a little bit more involved than their previous bases, so I've been counting down the days and she's finally here. I can now take the Prime 1 Studio 3rd scale Harley out of the display, but not before we compare her to this one. I'm pretty darn curious to do that and see which one is superior. Spoiler alert, it's very likely to be JND. Now do let me know if you are enjoying these statue reviews, I have more on the way. However, before we can check out the entire statue fully assembled in much more detail, I do want to take a quick break and check out all of the individual accessories. We may as well start off with the baseball bat first, cause it's the largest accessory here, plus it's really well done. It's got a nice weight to it. I'm almost tempted to say it's made of real wood because you can feel this wood grain. It's an actual sculpted texture, but down below, these wraps are also sculpted into the baseball bat, so I think this is polystone or resin. You do have a bunch of printed writing for the mad scribblings of Harley Quinn. Then down below, you will notice this very rough piece of tape. You may be wondering, oh, what's that for? Well, this bat is quite heavy and her hands are made of silicone, so JND have decided to include this piece of tape that you yourself have to install so she can actually grip onto the handle. Next up, we get the purse that she stole by breaking the window in the movie. This is also sculpted plastic, and no, it doesn't open. I thought initially it did, cause this actually looks like a real hinge, but it's one sculpted piece. The chain though is real metal. I kinda miss the days when JND were making their pistols out of real metal like with Arthur Fleck, but that doesn't mean this feels or looks bad in plastic, it absolutely doesn't. There's some scripture up top in gold. You can also rotate the barrel between love and hate. Then the hammer up the back can move forward and back. You do get 2 of these fast loaders with the bullets up on top. Nothing here is removable and you can't actually insert it into the gun. These are simply meant to be holstered in her harness. And the same thing can be said with the pistol, although there is a secret second way of displaying Harley where she can hold this. Lastly, this wouldn't be a JND statue without an individually hand-numbered, square and plastic plaque of authenticity. Up top, DC and Suicide Squad etched into the surface, Harley Quinn. Then the signature of the artist, So-Young Lee. Alright, it's time for the main event, the actual statue, the reason why you're here. Now starting off with the display base, should be relatively familiar to you if you've seen any of my other JND statue reviews or if you own any yourself. It's done in high gloss black, there are multiple steps and bevels. It kinda looks like crown molding. It's suitably classy for a high-priced statue, and it's also consistent with the rest of the lineup. If you have Joker from The Dark Knight, or Batman or Selena Kyle, it doesn't really matter. Their bases will all match, it's nice and consistent, except for the unique logos sculpted onto the front. This time it says Suicide Squad, cause that's the movie this version of Harley is based off. Now I'm hoping they make more characters from this film or the Suicide Squad, only time will tell. Up top, we've got some concrete style flooring. It's a separate sculpted piece. There are some washers in the crevices, so it looks nice and dirty and grimy. Now, the main hunk of glass around the back that looks like broken glass is one sculpted piece. It's plastic, not actual glass, don't worry. Then the pieces around the front are individual movable shards, and I've opted to just pop that little quick loading bullet thing along the front. You can pretty much put all this stuff wherever you want. Although, once you pop all those shards on the base, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to take them off and back this statue up. It's not something I'm ever looking forward to trying myself. Now, the boots are all one sculpted piece of plastic, but there's a ton of texture, they're painted well, the laces look like real laces, but they aren't. I also really like the design. These, I'm pretty sure, were custom designed Adidas boots specifically made for Harley for this movie. I adore the color scheme, the red, the black, the white. It definitely works for Harley. Even around the back, there are some more sculpted laces. It would have been cool if those pieces were fabric, but having them become tangled or untied over time would have been a little bit frustrating to have to retie yourself. Doing it sculpted, as I said, works for me. You also get a sneak preview of the stockings poking through the front of the boots, and then the stockings themselves working their way up the entirety of her legs. It's a very, very fine knit, and one of the complaints was that there's a visible seam on the inside of her legs, but depending on the angle, you can't even really see it. And JND said multiple times they were trying their hardest to get it as seamless as possible, but they ended up having to do a very thin seam, and it doesn't really upset me. It doesn't take away from the overall look of the statue. If you're wondering if her legs are silicone, no. The legs aren't silicone, unfortunately. They're sculpted, and I'm pretty sure it's either polystone or resin, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people don't really like silicone. This is going to last longer. They can print the tattoos on the surface. Don't exactly know how you do tattoos on silicone, and it all looks very realistic. Now, one thing that I was way too scared to try is removing the jacket, although technically you can. I've seen some photos from fellow collectors having taken the jacket off, and you get to show off her arms and the upper torso, and because the shirt sleeves are quite long, there are no seams, and you can see her proportions a whole lot better. Now, because you can take the jacket off, that should automatically tell you that it's fabric. It's got a real metal zipper around the front, and underneath, you can see that pistol from earlier. There's a pleather style harness that you slide it into. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but follow JND's instructional video. They'll show you how to get that done. As for the baseball bat, you simply slide it through her silicone fingers and balance it on her shoulder. Do be careful, it likes to fall. Then, on the other side, you thread the metal chain through her fingers. The glove is fully sculpted, and the fingers themselves, they're silicone. Now, arguably, the most important thing here is the head sculpt, and we're about to discuss it, don't worry, but before we do, I told you all earlier that there was kind of a secondary display option aside from the baseball bat, but technically there isn't really. JND, I don't think, condone this, but I thought I'd give it a go. I love the way the bat looks, don't get me wrong, and I'm probably going to go with it in the display, but if you wanted to, you can pop it on the base as though she's smashed the window and dropped the bat. Then maybe, just maybe, she's grabbed her pistol. The entire reason why I wanted to try this is because her hand is silicone and flexible enough to wrap around the grip of the gun, and it fits in really naturally. It's not too big, I don't think this looks goofy at all. So, like I said, even though I like the baseball bat, this might be something that every now and then I'll come into the collection room, switch out the baseball bat for the pistol. It's honestly relatively easy to do. Do let me know which option you prefer, the baseball bat or the pistol. Back to the head sculpt though, let's very quickly talk about the materials they've used, then we'll discuss both the likeness and the expression. Now the head itself is made of silicone. You may be thinking, hang on, didn't you just say the body isn't made of silicone? Isn't there a texture and color mismatch between the head and the body? Luckily, no. The head is far enough away from the rest of the exposed skin that it's kind of a non-issue. In my opinion, it all blends in really well. She also has a ton of skin texture, and because the head is silicone, you can capture all that pore detail. It looks very real. She also has dentures for teeth and glass eyes. Plus, rooted hair for her eyelashes, not something I get to say very often. Now, the hair will require some futzing out of the box, it's rooted as well. You can shape the various bits and pieces with some water, just check out JND's video, they kinda show you how to get that done. She also has these little earrings that you have to install, but they're not super hard to do, it simply clips around her earlobe, and it is very squishy thanks to the silicone. Now, one of the most controversial things here, and I can't figure out why for the life of me, it's the likeness. Some people say it's 110% Margot Robbie, and I tend to agree with that. I see her from every angle, but there are a lot of people that say, no, this looks nothing like her. If you're on that end of the spectrum, do let me know down below, but that's a pretty wide gulf between looking exactly like the actress and nothing like her at all. I'm fairly certain that if you sit down and take a look at this statue in person, you'll be able to see that, yeah, this looks a lot like Harley Quinn. I like the devious smirk with her eyes off to the side, it's very cheeky and oh so Harley. I also dig the earrings that kinda just look like safety pins done in gold, and the Puda necklace is something you have to install yourself. Not super easy to do because you do have to stretch it open, then plug in the little pin to lock it in place. Once again, I know I'm saying this for probably the third time now, but check out JND's video, it showed me how to get that done. Now, as for the statue itself as a whole, do I like it? Well, I'm pretty sure you all already figured out the answer to that. Yes, I do. I love this statue. Now, you may be thinking, Justin, you moron. Of course you're going to say you liked it. You paid a ton for this. And okay, but I'm a reviewer. I like to think that my opinion isn't biased or swayed one way or another by a price tag. If I like something and I tell you, I genuinely mean it. For a quick side-by-side comparison though, here we have the Prime 1 Harley Quinn, also from Suicide Squad, and technically also 1/3 scale. Although I say technically because she's significantly taller. It could be chalked up to the base being a little bit chunkier, but my favourite, the clear winner in my opinion, is JND. I think the proportions look more spot on to Margot Robbie, plus the likeness on Prime 1, yeah, it's just not very good. But at the end of the day, it's all down to personal preference. Some people prefer the base on Prime 1. They like the prison cell bars around the back, and the fact that the Prime 1 bases are all consistent. They're companion pieces, they're meant to be displayed together. Whereas JND Harley, I think works a little bit better as a standalone statue, because when you stack her up alongside the Prime 1 pieces, yeah, she's significantly shorter. It's not to take anything away from the statue whatsoever, I literally just said I loved it, but if you are going Prime 1, you may want to stick with Prime 1 Harley, as much as I don't really like that statue. Now, I got this JND Harley from ToysWonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They do have installment plans and a reward system. I also have to say a massive thank you to my buddy Slam Collections on Insta and now YouTube. Congratulations for starting a YouTube channel, sir. Link for that is in the description below. He helped me film this review. While you're down in the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.